Right, what is up, everyone? Today we are going to cover the Instagram advertising basics. How to actually run Instagram ads from your computer through Meta Business Suite. Now, for those who are asking, why should I even run, Instagram ads from Facebook essentially? I've got a very simple answer for you. First of all, Facebook and Instagram are connected because they're, under the same company, which is Meta. And the second thing is that through Meta Business Suite, which is originally like Facebook's advertising tool, it is way easier and way more like complex, and like you have got way more opportunity to actually, customize, target, and like make your ads better overall. So this is why you're gonna do that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna go to the Meta Business Suite. The only thing you need to do is essentially type in this URL right here, right? Now, as you can clearly see, here is my Facebook page, right? My Facebook business page, which actually isn't my Facebook business page, which is has got 2 followers. I pretty much just created it because of this course to showcase, how to actually set up everything from scratch. If you don't have Facebook page, it won't let you connect your Instagram. So this means simply create a Facebook business page at business.facebook.com. It will take you like 1 minute, right? Like you essentially just, upload photo, you create the name, and then you create the description, and that's pretty much it, right? So it's like 1 minute job. Find it like I'm pretty sure you can do it. If you can't, just find a tutorial on YouTube. It's very fast, super simple. Now, how to connect? Actually, we need to do another thing before we can even advertise through Facebook, and that is to connect our Instagram, right? So we go right here to connect Instagram, and we simply are going to connect our Instagram by logging into it. Very simple. You will allow for messages, click continue, and then just simply log in, right? So I'll be right back. Okay, as you can clearly see, this is in Czech, which is my native language, because, I have my Instagram set up in Czech. However, this is very simple. It literally just tells you like to log in as your Instagram account username. So I'm gonna do that again. And then, as you clearly see, you can see that Instagram is connected. The Jake Writing Facebook page is now connected to the account, right? And now you can see we've done this successfully by simply, having this go to Instagram option on this page, right? Very, very simple. Right, so right now we are ready to rock and roll. And with that said, let's get right into it. So, the ads manager, we are going to go to the ads manager simply because that's the place you are managing your ads from. So, we're going to go right here, click on campaigns. And right here, what we're gonna do, very simple, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna click on create, right? Now, this is very important, right? What is going to be the objective of our campaign? And by the way, before I tell you, you really need to realize what is your goal, right? If you look at Facebook, right? Is it awareness? When it comes down to awareness, it basically means more people are going to see you, right? More people are going to become aware of your account, of your posts, or whatever you're doing, right? Traffic. This is when you want to send people to a destination. So if you want, to increase visits on your profile, on your website. Now, when we're talking about Instagram, we obviously mean Instagram profile, then this one is great. Then engagement. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? Do you want more likes? Do you want more comments? Do you want more shares? This one is absolutely awesome. Now, if you have, right, an Instagram post or a bio on your Instagram that, like if you have like a lead form, right, where you want to, get leads from other people, such as contact information, then this one is one of the best options as well. And obviously, then we have app promotion, which I feel like is irrelevant because like unless you're promoting an app and like unless you're a developer, this doesn't simply, apply to you. And then we obviously got sales, right? So this is pretty simple. And for this particular reason, we are going to go to the traffic because we will want to get as many followers as possible, right? This is going to be our first goal, let's say. So we're going to click on traffic and click continue. Then obviously we're not going to go with recommended settings because we want to customize our campaign. So we're going to click continue. And right here, we are at the ad set level. Now, let me just make myself a little bit smaller. And here we go. So first of all, we are going to create our campaign name, right? This literally just doesn't matter, right? Whatever you want. The only thing is, it has to be, easy to understand for you, right? So let's say traffic campaign dash IG1, right? Very simple. Now for the categories, just simply skip it. Don't even look at it. That's irrelevant to us. Campaign objective, if you want to edit and like if you have different goal, then you can change it right here. But for now, we are going to leave it to traffic, right? Now, after that, we are going to click on next. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to name our ad set. What you want to do is that you want to name your ad set the same name as the original campaign and, give it a name of ad set. So IG profile traffic ad set one, right? Very simple. Now, conversion location, that's very important, right? We want to send people to Instagram, right? Because, or Facebook. Now, we are only going to select like our Instagram profile, but this is the first step to do that, right? Now, we are at the identity part of the ad set, and this one we are just, not gonna change because this is our, main Facebook page, which we are running our business from. And right here, this is very important, right? The destination, essentially where you want to send your traffic to. Make sure that you don't select your Facebook profile unless you want to divide, your visitors to your Facebook profile as well. So for that reason, like make sure you only select the Instagram profile, right? Because our main goal is to drive traffic to our profile. Now, if we scroll down, the daily budget is essentially how much we want to spend on this ad every single day. Now, the Facebook is going to, like divide the budget as efficiently as possible since it uses, advanced AI. So, like, you don't need to worry about that. You just need to, basically plan out how much you want to spend. And like, if I were you, I would literally just spend like $10 per day maximum. Like anywhere between $5 to $10 per day is ideal for your campaign. So that's the first thing. And as you can clearly see, 200 Czech rounds, which is my currency, is $10, right? Now, the start date and the end date, that's pretty self-explanatory. When you want this, campaign to start and when you want it to finish, right? Now, for testing reasons, I would recommend you to test it for at least 1 week. So we can, make it start today, then set an end date. And yes, 6th March 2025 is going to be an end date, which is going to be 1 week later, right? Now, budget scheduling, ad scheduling, don't care about that. And now the audience controls, and this is one of the most important, if not the most important topics of the entire ad setting. Now, if we look at this right here, let me just tell you this. So, before you want to run ads, you first of all want to know who you want to serve these ads to, right? And what I mean by this is very, very simple. So, if you really think about it, right? You can have the best Instagram profile in the world, let's say about football, right? But we will take an extreme approach, right? If you target people who are interested in cooking and makeup, you can literally, and I mean literally, you can have like 24/7 live cameras in Cristiano Ronaldo's house, and the content is still going to be irrelevant to those people, right? Why is that? Simply because they're not craving this type of content, right? They would rather see, a recipe for a burger, for example, right? So, with that said, this is why targeting people is the most important thing, especially targeting the right people. That's what I wanted to say is, the most important thing when it comes down to running ads. It doesn't matter if it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. You need to put your ads in front of people who are actually going to appreciate whatever you have, to like serve them. So we are going to do that right now. Now let's just see, right? So the age, right? You first wanna let me tell you this. What you want to do is you want to research your target audience with as much detail as humanly possible. And I'll tell you which things you need to know before you can proceed. But I'll just give you some small tips, and then what you're going to do is very simple. You're going to go to ChatGPT and you're just going to ask ChatGPT to give you as detailed information about your target audience that you're serving, and just ask it for certain characteristics that Facebook wants you to fill out, right? So first of all, the age. You obviously cannot, include 18 to 65. Like that's, that's crazy, right? Like you have to find an age group, right? So if it's like, younger people, it could be anywhere from like 18 to 25, right? That's like relevant group, right? Now, gender. Let's just look. Let's just imagine we are promoting a football Instagram page, right? Because I want to give you a clear example. So, gender. Obviously, it's gonna be men. Age is gonna be anywhere from 18 to 50. That's what I feel like is very relevant. And right here, we need to do something called detailed targeting. And this is basically finding these people, based on their interests, hobbies, income, basically trying to find as relevant people to the page you're promoting as possible. So let's just have a look. So we're going to click on browse, and here you can see three groups, right? Demographics, interests, and behaviors, right? So education, education level, fields of study, schools, undergrad years. Like you can literally, right? You can literally just, type in, in high school, it's specified, some college, professional. You basically want, right? You basically want to include as many specifics about that demographic as possible, right? Interests, right? So food and drink, right? You're gonna definitely do beer, um, beverages, energy drinks, and coffee, definitely, right? It's like um, sports and outdoors, sports. So that's gonna be, where do we have football? What is going on right here? Why does Facebook not have football? Um, So for some weird reason, um, it doesn't show us football. Let me just quickly search for this. Okay, so we finally found it. Like Facebook sometimes is just glitchy, so just you can just write it down. Whatever interest, whatever behavior, you can find it, right? And then football, football, Nike football, right? You see, and the more people you have, like the more demographics you have, the better, right? Because the more specific you are, and the easier it will be to find the relevant people that will actually like whatever you are promoting and putting in front of them. Which, by the way, also means that you will not waste your money, right? Because the more inaccurate you are with your advertising, the worse it gets with your budget spend. So I'm not gonna waste your time. You just simply want to include as many details as possible. Like just browse through these and like go through the behaviors. And what I would do if I were you, I'm gonna show you something very, very quickly. So right now we are in the ChatGPT, and what we basically want to do is like give it a very, very simple prompt, right? That will do all the research for you. So you just want to do what you want to do. You want to give it like a very, very detailed prompt. So let me just begin. I am running an Instagram page for football fans that updates and shares daily match results, um, behind this behind the scenes content and interviews with players. Can you please give me a detailed demographic I can then use while setting up my meta ads? Please be as specific as possible. Include everything. Characteristics, demographics, psychographics, hobbies, etc. Right? And look what it gives us. It's gonna be very, very quick and it's gonna be great. All right, so ChatGPT did this research for us in under, 2 minutes, basically. And look at this. This is absolutely awesome, right? And so, like, this just gives you all the demographics that you need to know. If you want them to be more specific, you just simply write, be more specific, right? Please be more specific. Uh, yeah, and it just gives you like hyper specific breakdown, right? So, and based on this information, you can simply set up your ads as, as clearly as humanly possible, which is very important. Like, I feel like this is like 50% of success is owed to good enough research, right? So let's go right into our ads. Right now, if you look at the right part of the ad set, you can clearly see that Facebook gives us the estimated audience size, and it also gives us estimated daily results when we put in $10 per day into our ads. So minimum 3.2k visits and 9,300 maximum, right? So this is great. The more obviously the more you put in, the more reach you get, right? So in this case, we're just gonna click on next. Now we are at the ad level, which basically means like we're literally just setting up the ad itself, how it's gonna look, it's gonna be like. So I think we need to do, just gonna click on ad preview. We're gonna turn it on. Um, and we're gonna change the name, IG traffic page number one. IG traffic page at number one, right? So that's very simple. Obviously, create ads. Now, right here, we can either select like single image or video, which is like usual ads, or carousel, which like carousel is like the multiple pictures that you can just, slide through. So it's completely up to you. And by the way, I'm going to be teaching you how to create good ads in this course. So don't worry about that. And for now, I'm just showing you like the technical setup, right? Okay, and now how to actually create the ad. It's right here in the ad creative part, right? So we're just gonna click on setup creative and you can clearly select if you want to create image ad or video ad. That's completely up to you. So let me just select image ad. Now right here, you're just gonna you're gonna select a primary text, which is gonna be the main text of the ad, right? So we are doing we are doing football updates for daily 27 behind the scenes football content. Click below, join for free, right? Something like this. Um, Now the next thing that we can do is to add the text option, right? Which could be like another option for primary text. I personally have never done it. I would personally not recommend this to you at all. I would keep this as simple as possible, right? Now for the description is basically like the text underneath the ad. So, something very punchy, daily, streams and interviews for free, something like that, right? Like I'm just making stuff up, right? Now the call to action is going to be very simple, right? The call to action is basically the action you want them to take, which obviously is going to be visiting the Instagram profile, right? Then we're going to go and click on next. Okay, so I've chosen just some random football pictures, so I'm going to click next. You want to make sure that you allow enhancements. And this is pretty much it, right? Now, what you want to do, right? If you see this, right, when you're uploading any kind of picture, you want to make sure that you're uploading, a royalty-free picture. Basically, you want to make sure that you have like rights to post this, right? It's like very, very simple, right? Like you don't want to be stealing somebody else's, picture. So for that case, what you want to do is that you want to, select something that actually you can use. And the best, website for this is called Pexels because Pexels has got free, royalty free pictures, right? So let's just, football. You see, this is for free. This is for free. This is for free, right? So yeah, that is pretty simple. And after we do this, we simply click on publish and the ad will start running, right? Now, let me tell you something more about advanced targeting of customers, which is very, very important because when we, let me just quickly close this one. Also, let me make myself bigger. So when we first, nail down the audience, meaning, we defined our target audience, then as you get more experience and as you get, more visits on your profile, this essentially means that you will need to, expand on your audience targeting, right? And you need to use more advanced techniques. And these two advanced techniques are called custom audiences and lookalike audiences, right? And with that said, let me first tell you what they are, right? So custom audiences, just imagine, you get traffic to your Instagram site, right? And on your Instagram site, you've got, traffic that has gone on your website, on your YouTube channel. You can even have an email list, basically different traffic than from Instagram, right? And you want to use this same traffic, these same people who were on your website, on your email list, to get them on your Instagram page, right? Now, this is exactly for what the custom audiences are created for, right? To, squeeze out as much as possible out of your current visitors and out of your current audience, right? So that's the first thing. And then the lookalike audience, that's another hack, right? So imagine you've already created your custom audience and you've got some success with it, right? However, the problem is there's not too much of them. So what do? You want to find more of the same people as, these, custom audiences are, right? And for this case, there we have lookalike audiences. The lookalike audience of the lookalike audience feature of Facebook is essentially created because, you can get more of the same customers, more of the custom audience, like lookalike audience that you already got so that you can double down on your success, right? You basically get more of what already works with lookalike audiences, right? Basically, lookalike audiences let you find more of the same people that are already proven to work when it comes down to visiting your website. So, with that said, let's get right into this. So, what you want to do, we are in our account in our Meta Business Suite. And what we're going to do is simply this. So, we are going to go to all tools and then we are going to go to audiences, right? Now, keep in mind that we have to have some source of, audience already. Like you cannot do this when you're a beginner, right? So let's just imagine we've got an email list, right? We've got an email list of like 200 people and we want to send them to our Instagram page, right? So what we're going to do is that we're going to click on create audience and custom audience. And then, right, we can select sources, right? We can select website, which is pretty much very simple, right? Or we can select customer list, right? Which we are going to do right now. Or we can do, video, shopping, Facebook page, Instagram account. But like for this case, if it's, if we are looking to send more people to Instagram account, then it doesn't make sense to retarget the same people, right? So we're going to click on customer list and we have two options. If you have a MailChimp, which is an email software, you can literally just import your email list from MailChimp in here, or you can, which is absolutely unbelievable, download a template from, Facebook, and then you simply type in or copy and paste, your customer's credentials, such as name, phone number, interests, whatever, right? So the next thing that we're gonna do, just quickly move myself in there, is we're gonna click on next. Now this is very simple. After you click next, you're simply going to choose a file on your device, which should be like a sheet, Google Sheet or like sheet from Microsoft Excel, and you simply upload it, click next, upload, confirm, and that is pretty much it. Like this is the easiest job in the world, right? Okay, and right now we are going to create our lookalike audience, and it's going to be very simple. We're going to click on create lookalike audience. We are going to select the source, which is going to be the same as I talked about because we need more of the same. But first of all, we need the same, right? Then create new source, which is going to be our custom audience, customer list, click next. We will upload. I just got like a random customer list from ChatGPT just to show you. We're going to click on next. And after that, we're going to click import and create. Now, next thing we want to do is to create a lookalike audience, right? So, how does this all work? So, the lookalike audience essentially works on two complete opposite principles, right? First of all, you can have 1% lookalike audience, which is going to be as accurate as humanly possible to the custom audience you just uploaded, but it's not going to be as large, right? And on the other hand, then you're gonna have 10% lookalike audience, and this is gonna be like the biggest, audience, the biggest lookalike audience as humanly possible. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be as accurate as the 1% lookalike audience, right? So in this case, you want to, it's like an alchemy, right? Like you want to keep you want to get to the sweet spot where it's specific enough but also large enough, right? And for these reasons you want to go anywhere between 5% to 2%, and again it's all dependent on the testing, right? So for this case we're just simply gonna go with 3%, and we also have to select the region, right? So the countries, we're gonna go for Europe. Just, select Germany, as there is a lot of football fans, right? And then this is pretty much it. We can also, let me just, yeah, this is pretty much fine. So we just, select the country, and then we can click on create audience, and this is pretty much that, right? It is very simple, very useful, and you can use this type of audience whenever you want, when you are deeper and deeper into Facebook advertising. Right now, as we've gone through more advanced stuff, let me show you two more things that you need to know when you're doing your Instagram ads, right? So basically what you want to do, right? Imagine this. Um, how do you actually, we've covered custom audience, we covered lookalike audience, right? But how do you actually know who visited your website, for example? Like, think about it. Do you have any tracking set up? Like, I personally don't know about anything, right? And so, in order, like, you already know how to create lookalike audience from, the existing audience that that works. But how do you actually know who visited your website? Well, this is for what the Facebook pixel is for. And Facebook Pixel is basically like a small code that allows you to, track visitors on your website. So let me just quickly show you how to set it up. It's extremely easy. So again, we are in our Meta Business Suite. We are going to go to All Tools, into Events Manager. Then we're going to click on Connect Data. We obviously want to track web visits. So we're going to click on next, then create new data set. So, you know, website visitors tracking dash one, right? Very, very simple. Let me just create it. Now we have three options, but I would recommend you to use any of these two. Either set up with partner integration or set up manually. So let's go over the first one, setting up with partner integration. So you can do this where if if your website on if you have website on Shopify, WordPress, Wix, or if you have Zapier, whatever, right? GoDaddy, any of these platforms, right? So since majority of people use WordPress for their websites because it's essentially free, we're gonna click on this. Just click on next. And then what's gonna happen? This is literally just going to give you a tutorial on how to do it, right? So all you do, right, is essentially just click next, 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 and it gives you literally just gives you like a step by step tutorial, right? And right here in this third, tab, which is called the verify connection, to verify whether the pixel is working correctly, you simply send test traffic to your website, and in that way, Facebook tests whether your ads, whether the pixel actually works. So that's a first way. Now the second way, sweet, is the manual setup, and this is also very very simple, by the way. Here we are going to click on Metapixel, right? And then what we are going to do is very simple, right? You're just simply going to follow the tutorial that Facebook gives you, right? You're going to copy this code, and then you are going to copy the code into the bottom of the header section of your website. This is pretty much that, right? All of that. Facebook gives you step-by-step tutorial. Just follow it. It's very, very simple, right? And in this way, you get the data, right? Now, let's quickly talk about the last thing we're going to cover in this lesson, which is retargeting. And retargeting, like I've said, is just sending the same people that have already interacted with your business in some way, shape, or form, whether it is giving you their lead information, phone number, them purchasing from you, them visiting your website, then visiting your Instagram profile, stuff like this. And then what you want to do, because let's just imagine you've got people on your website, right? And like they're checking your website every single day, and you've got like 10,000 website visits every single day. Now, wouldn't you think it's a great idea to put, this ad, your ad or whatever ad you're promoting in front of these people rather than in front of just some random strangers? And because this makes the advertising way more efficient, right? Because you have, I'm not saying you have guarantee, but like you have some kind of certainty that at some level these people like you, and when people like you, they're obviously more likely to take whatever action you want them to take. So the way you retarget them is like the simplest thing, right? We're just simply going to create custom audience based on the traffic that you gathered within your Facebook pixel, right? So we're just going to click all tools, all audiences, and we're going to do it the same way. Basically, when we were creating our custom audiences first, we were retargeting, our email subscribers, right? It was like it was the customer list. Now, what we will be doing is the same thing, but with website, right? So just create audience, custom audience. Your sources is going to be website. And right here, you can simply select the source, which is going to be the Facebook pixel number one, then the events, right? So all website visitors, visitors by time spent, people who visited specific web pages, you can just, select based on your preference, and audience retention, which means, let me explain this to you. It's basically like how many days you want Facebook to keep the audience that meets the criteria, on the website visit. How long do you want them to keep them in your list, right? If I were you, I would personally just keep it on 30 days, right? Very simple. Right here, you're just gonna click audience name. So website main dash retargeting dash one. Boom. And you're just gonna go and click create audience. And then again, you can use that whenever you're going to be creating your ads. Okay? Now, before I finish this lesson, I'll show you one more tip, right? which is going to be about A/B testing. And what the A/B testing basically means is testing two variations of, the same ad, same post, same video, same whatever, with small changes within certain variables. So, very simple idea would just be a same video with a different hook, with a different beginning, or an ad with a different headline. But other than that, the picture is going to be the same. Or like two literally like same ads but with a different picture, and then what you do, you basically put them against each other, and you just track which one performs the better, and the one that performs better you obviously keep, the one that doesn't you remove. And let me show you how to do that very quickly. So let's just quickly go into the ads manager. Let's just go to campaigns, and the way to do that is very simple. So you just create campaign, you select whatever objective you want to select. Let's just say, we want to sell something or we want the traffic again, right? So we're going to go over here, manual traffic campaign as always. And then when we are at the campaign level, we are going to scroll all the way down and just click create A/B test. Now, if you can see here, you got four options to select from what you want to test, right? So you can either test the creative, which is, the image, text, or both at the same time. Then the audience, which, audience works the best. Placement, which is like the most effective places to show your ads, which like Facebook, changes them. Or, you can customize that. And then you can also um, customize the duration. If I were you, I would honestly test it for at least a week. And then if you can see right here, what do you want to use to find a winner is basically what is like the variable that defines the winner, right? Is it amount of sales, amount of leads, click-through rate, like what is it, right? So this is pretty much it. This is how you do it. All right, guys. So in this lesson, we have covered everything when it comes down to paid Instagram advertising. Now, I'm not going to be recapping, all the content and all the information we've gone through in this lesson. However, the thing I am going to, talk about is that definitely do not go over this lesson only, one time. Go through this entire lesson multiple times, because there is just so many small details and so many small nuances that you simply don't want to miss out on them. So, with that being said, make sure you study consistently, make sure you study repeatedly, and that is pretty much it. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys. So, talk to you soon.